Hi guys, I am here today to chat with you a little bit about sharing the value of Shakeology with your customers because we know the value of Shakeology and what it has done for us, but oftentimes we might not express it to our customers as much. And if they're not educated on the topic, then they won't know. So our job is to really share with them the benefits and the value that Shakeology can bring. So I have prepared some notes that I took when I went to Summit this year that I thought would help you with your journey with your customers. So I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to talk quick because I don't want this to last too long. So one suggestion that I am starting to do is to do a weekly email to my customers, just sharing a little bit of value to them. And talking and checking in with them and asking them throughout how the Shakeology is going, and just staying in communication with them. So you really want to share the value of how nutrient dense it is, and how great you feel on it, sharing your stories with them. Because oftentimes people get discouraged when they automatically look at the price and they're not really looking at, when you break it down, that it's really not that expensive in the big picture. So when they do learn really what's in it and get educated, then it's not such a shock. Honestly, when I first started the program, I had the opposite. I was shocked at how cheap it was, my 21-day fix, as opposed to how expensive it was, because I do value health, and I know that my number one thing is to feed my body right and to feed my family right. So that more education you can give them, the better. So how well do you know Shakeology? That's the first question. I really want you to think about that. Have you looked into it? Have you learned about it? What keeps you coming back for more? How do you feel? Do you take note of how you feel when you take it, how you feel when you don't take it? Do you have more energy? Does it help with the cravings? Write all those things down and keep track of it. And share those stories, because you really want to just share stories. So I suggest you really learn, and show your passion for it and what flavors you like, what recipes work for you, what different ways you've tried it. Listen to your customers, listen to their needs, and help them understand what Shakeology can do for them. Take note of those needs in the beginning and just refer back to them as they are on the journey, and just ask questions. And check in with them weekly on how they are doing with Shakeology and if they are meeting those needs and what you can tweak to help them, because there's probably something they may be doing wrong, or perhaps they're not using Shakeology in the best way that works for their body. So just a couple quick notes that I usually just know and share right offhand because they're so important to me. That it helps reduce inflammation. It helps with improving your digestion. It helps with your reducing cravings. And a huge one for me is it supports a healthy immune system because of all the vitamins and minerals in it. So I don't get into all the details unless they ask. You really don't want to sound like you're reading from a textbook. You want to help them in a way that they can understand. So there are some common misconceptions that I'm going to share with you that a woman named Shay Stanford shared on her website, and I really like them and I can relate to them. So I just want to share a couple notes with you on some misconceptions and how you can approach them when you are talking to your customers. The first one being that Shakeology is a protein shake. And that seems to be a buzzword, protein shake. I get people asking me all the time, well, where do you get your protein? I don't eat a lot of meat. That always seems to be the question. Well, why is everybody so worried about protein? What they should be worried about is the nutrients. Instead of being protein deficient, our country is really nutrient deficient. And that's where Shakeology really plays a huge role. It's full of fruits and veggies and superfoods that you just can't necessarily most people can't during the day. So really, address that with them. Also, Shakeology is about a misconception is that it's about comparing carbs, proteins, and fats to other shakes. You can do that, but more importantly, look at the ingredients. When you're looking at other shakes, look at the ingredients. That's the first thing I wanted to know when I started to learn about Shakeology. What's in there? Is there any artificial flavors, sweeteners? I don't want to have anything to do with anything artificial, and that's why I love Shakeology so much. There's, you know, no sugar. Stevia is a natural plant, so that's in there. The superfoods are all sourced in high quality. Those are all important things to me. So there's no soy, no stimulants, no artificial stimulants, and what's huge is that it's plant-based. That's a big one. Another misconception is that Shakeology has no whole food ingredients. Whenever possible and sustainable for the formula, the superfoods are kept in their main form in their whole state to retain their maximum nutrient value. So that's really awesome. So it's very difficult to do this, but Shakeology has a team whose mission is to maximize that nutrition in every ingredient. And it's way less expensive and a time saver on top of it, which makes it just so great. Another misconception is that Shakeology is expensive. This is, of course, the number one objection. But really think about it. How much is a reasonable price to ask for a nutritious meal? When you go out, usually $3 to $7. For most store-bought salads cost about that, probably even on the high end of that. And they're probably lacking a lot of nutrition in them because they've been sitting there. Shakeology, as we know, is about roughly $4.33 per serving, per meal. So that's on the low end of average of a healthy meal. So not only are you spending less, but you're getting way more than you would from just a salad that you're buying on the shelf. It's so much more nutrient dense. Not only that, but you can replace most of your vitamins that you're taking by using Shakeology. Now, of course, you want to check to make sure, based on your age and where you live and your conditions, you might need to add a couple of vitamins in here and there, depending on your needs. And another thing is, what people need to realize is, when was the last time you went to the grocery store and got 30 meals all up front? Usually, you get your week's worth or a few days worth. So with Shakeology, you're buying 30 meals right up front, so it seems like it's a bigger price, when in reality, if you divide it, like I said, it's $4.33 a meal. That means you're spending less time at the store, you're spending less time, even driving to the store. You have the meal. So a great tip is to deduct that from your monthly grocery bill. Not to mention, if you're on a Beachbody program, you may even notice that you're going out to eat less and you're eating less food in general. So you're saving there as it is. And the last misconception I just wanted to share with you is that it's only for weight loss. That's not the case. It's all about health, not just weight loss with Shakeology. So it's about getting those nutrient-dense foods into your diet, and it just so happens that when you feed your body what it needs, you have more energy, less cravings, and feel better. That's just a byproduct of Shakeology. So it can also be used as a base for nutrient denseness, even if you're trying to gain weight and you just add in clean calories on top of it. So that's really great. And not everyone needs to lose weight, but everyone does need to get healthier. And this shake is great for that. So it's not just a weight loss shake. So when you're talking about Shakeology, like I said, you want to share stories, share your experiences, collect stories, have them on hand so that you can use them. And check out the back office for info, which I'm going to share with you right now, to use with your clients. There's so much back there, and pick and choose how you want to use that. So I want to share with you really some good information that I have found to use. So let's see here. I'm going to just share my screen. So if you go to your back office and let's see, you will see, I'm going to scroll up, under business tools, you will come across some really, really great information. So you can go to business tools and then go over to the side and click on Shakeology. And you will see tons back here. All these different trainings, the ingredients, comparing it, how to share. So really, you know, save these and refer back to them. But right back here too, these videos are the top videos that you can also share, whether you do it weekly or, you know, based on your customers' needs, about the value of Shakeology. So don't forget about those. And another thing too is to share recipes. I like to do in the challenge group, a little bit of a Shakeology sweet spot, I call it, where everybody talks about the best way they like Shakeology so that you can give other people ideas. You can send out dessert recipes. You know, there's really just a ton of recipes back here that you can use. So really take the chance to just look back here and see what's back here. And another thing I just wanted to talk about really quickly, since we are talking about following up with your customers, especially with Shakeology, is this document called How to Follow Up with New Customers. And I'm not going to read everything, but I just want to refer to it because this is just a great template to use as you follow up with them weekly, and when to follow up, and just to give them a heads up of what to do at certain points with their Shakeology. For example, you know, you can say, "Hi, so-and-so, just wanted to let you know your order has shipped. You are only a few days away from receiving it and getting started in your challenge group. Watch for a post with some of my favorite Shakeology recipes." And so you can share some recipes before they even get it. Or you can send them personally and send them a recipe to try when they do get their Shakeology, so they're ready to go. And just, of course, reminding them of the value and the benefits of the Shakeology. So starting them off right even before they even get the Shakeology. Here it is, step 2, within 24 to 48 hours after they have gotten their Shakeology. You can just remind them to use the recipe, use the blender, you know, whatever recipe you give them. just set them up for success. And then follow up at the end of the first week and ask about it, what went well. You know, follow up and ask if there were any problems, or, you know, where they're at with the Shakeology, if they've noticed any changes. And so I really, really love this. This is something that I'm going to tweak and use, and add value to their experience with the Shakeology. So you can see at the end of their second week, you have some videos you can send them, and so forth. So really take a peek at this little follow-up form to make your own follow-up for every week with Shakeology. So there are just a few ideas for you when you are creating value and sharing Shakeology with your customers. I would love to hear what you do to share the value. Comment below or comment in the post any ideas you come up with, any templates you use. Let's use each other. Let's really just, you know, help our customers get healthier using one of the best products I've ever really had. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. Okay.